Mafia.
Cash, baby, damn, you so saucy. I'm wondering if I hit you in the DMs, would you call?
Hey, you're tuned in. Today we have Cashmerely in the house. We're here in Charlotte at SoundScan Studios, and we are gonna find out exactly what he has popping. Let's find out. Cashmerely, what's popping?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
So for all our viewers who are new to the hip hop scene and not really familiar with what's making waves these days and who is coming up on the scenes, let's give them a little history on it. You want to talk about what we have going on with Rose to Riches and
Diamond
your
Rings.
favorite tracks you have right now.
Well, off of Road to Riches and Diamond Rings is my latest album. It's available on iTunes, Spotify, or all major streaming networks, distribution, things like that. What the album is about before I actually, introduce what my favorite record is, before, we get the people wanting something like that. It's self-explanatory. It's about my journey as an artist and as a person. A lot of times people tend to confuse the two. They tend to bundle the people into one. And at the end of the day, I'm a person, and I still go through situations in my personal life as well as through my music. And off of it, my favorite record is called Keep It Moving, which I actually shot a video for. It's available on YouTube and all that. You can see it.
So, you bring up a good point when you say your life experiences, you are human, and that does affect your music. So, being not only a musician, but also somewhat of an artist, do you also think that life imitates music, or music imitates life and art imitates life, and vice versa? How do you feel about the influences you have in your music?
I think that just varies from the person, because I just feel like a person can have a very vivid imagination without actually living experiences themselves. So I just really feel like that's the beauty in art, as far as the creativity, which is where it comes from, to be able to create. And with myself, it's just pretty much what sometimes I'm not going to just be cliche and say what I see, but I'm very analytical, and I process on a different level, and so that just transpires into my music.
Okay. So recently in Charlotte, I'm sure everyone saw in the news, there was a huge fiasco with Black Lives Matter and a few other political things going on. We also have the presidential elections going on, and also some of the local city council elections coming up, city board members and things of that nature. So being a resident of Charlotte and having witnessed either on the TV or firsthand the protests that were going on recently, how do you think that may affect your music, or how do you think that it affected back in the 90s when they had protests, some of the early hip-hop artists? Do you see that playing a part in any of your music you're going to make in the future, or anything you're currently working on?
If I make music that speaks on those issues, it's going to be because I want to, and not because a situation occurred. I feel like sometimes people hop on the protest bandwagon, and that's not genuinely what they're into. So like you look at artist catalogs, and it's like, all this point you've been killing everybody, and now you want to do this, and it's your timing is just a little, I'm not saying you're not changed, that you're not a changed person. It's just sometimes timing, and I don't want my fans to feel like, oh, you're only doing this because of the situations. I want to speak on it when I feel as though it's my time to speak on it.
Right. So that's good that you're not an opportunist.
Right.
Bandwagon fans and bandwagon artists are never a good thing. We want to be sincere.
Right.
And keep it 100. I want to know, what are you listening to these days that have inspired you? Like, if we were to go take a ride in the car with you, what do you have playing in your CD player or your iPod?
Honestly, I really feel like it's myself, it's my new music. I'm always making new music, and so a lot of times I'm just more so listening to pretty much, so maybe I'll lay a record or I'll listen to it, okay, I need to go redo it, but a lot of the times, about 75% of the time is myself, or if I have someone else in the car, it's Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
But I have recently just taken a listen to DC4 by Meek Mill, but and a few Charlotte artists, I have their CDs in my car, but for the most part, I listen to myself a lot of the time.
Speaking of Charlotte artists, there's a lot of new talent coming out of Charlotte, especially yourself. So let's touch on Brick Squad boys a little bit.
Okay.
I know you recently have a huge accomplishment with working with Brick Squad. Let's talk about how that came to surface and how long you've been working with Brick Squad and 808 Mafia.
Okay. So what happened? I did video work maybe a couple months ago, and I had met Just Juice, which is an artist under Frenchie. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Frenchie, but he's an original founder of Brick Squad. And so we were having a conversation. I was riding with him. I believe we were riding to Greensboro, and I accidentally put in my mixtape that I was working on, and he listened to it, and he was like, "You're good." No, it was seriously an accident.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, you pretty good." And so he took me to his house. We recorded over an 808 Mafia record, and he was like, "I've got this group, Brick Squad Boys. I want you to be a part of it." And that's how it feel. That's how it happened. So I don't want people to misconstrue when they say Brick Squad Boys, or Brick Squad, that I directly know Gucci or stuff like that. I'm under an artist who's under an original member, so I don't want it to. That's why I don't go around screaming it like that and stuff like that. I'm not like a major face like that. I'm just playing my position. So
okay. So it's good to know you have humble beginnings.
Yes.
And I know you worked with Jay Pierce recently.
Yes. Yeah, Jay Pierce, he's an artist from Detroit. We put out a mixtape together. We collaborated on it, and it was produced mostly by Cardo. And with Jay Pierce, we did a EP. It was called Deal on the Table. This was right in the process of me working with Just Juice, and excuse me, and it's produced by Cardo and Larkin. He's from Detroit. Me and him, we went to high school together. And then it's just we were just like, let's go ahead and do a song. Or I had remixed one of his records from his mixtape, and he had did a verse on one of mine, and we said, let's just go ahead and give him some more. And so that's just how it happened.
Some more of that fire. All right. So while we're on that fire, we went from Road to Riches to your latest album. And what is your favorite song? I know you probably like all of your tracks, but if you had to pick one that you think you'd like to hear on repeat on the radio, which one would it be?
Oh, period.
Yeah.
My favorite song, period. I don't have one. I make a new favorite song every week. I can say that. I just like a new sound, new wave, things like that. I just have a new favorite song every week that I make. But off of my album, it was Keep It Moving. But my favorite Cashmerely song, I don't have one.
All right. So my favorite song would be Yeah Yeah.
Okay.
And I love the visuals for that video.
Okay.
And we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna scan over to that video so the viewers can take a peek at it in case you've been sleeping and you don't know what's going on and what's really popping in the 704. Cashmerely is popping. So we're going to take a little view at this video.
Hey, do me a favor. I'm talking to you. I'm really talking to you. I know you hear me, grab another backwood, get some more bud out and roll up. I'm really talking to you, nigga. This ain't just for the record, nigga. Roll up. I got so many of these hoes in my face. They just wanna fuck because of the chain. Brick Squad, my baby, that's the game. Whipping the rental
when switching the lanes. Pull up with just juice, got gold on the fangs. Shots of Ciroc, yeah, it's all in the aim. We just stuntin', flexin' all of that shit. Golden diamonds all on top of the wrist. You do it this big and they swallow your kids. Sweet nothings is whispered all in their ears. Came too far to be calling it quits. I've been wanting this for so many years. You get what you give, I want all of this shit. Stacking the paper, the palm of my hand. Checking in and out the Hilton and Ritz. When the hustle don't quit, nigga, this what you get. Watch them look. King, baby girl, move my root. Watch out for the punchlines, right, left, duck, cook. Your bitch ain't in designer, she just might get to. Woo. Make any bra swallow all of this pimpin'. Walking around in my lizards, this linen is dripping that lemon. Spend 50s on 50s, I let my bitch keep all the 20s. Cop 3 files or more, don't do 20s. Smoking backwoods, dog, no swishers. This just how a young nigga living. Stacking my bank all the way to the ceiling. You hatin', you fake, cause the real niggas feelin'. Sharp as a blade, I'll repeat to my nigga. Blood, sweat, and tears, all the shit that I've given.
Was yeah.
That
is my personal favorite video so far. Now my second favorite would be Lovely.
Okay.
I think that's a very lovely, maybe a lovely song.
Okay.
Can you tell us about your inspiration for that Lovely track, and also who shot that video and what was the inspiration behind the video and the song?
Lovely, I like musically I like to play dress up, and sometimes I like to write records for other people, hypothetically. Like, I know not everyone has a ghostwriter, but it's one of those, I wonder what this person would sound like saying this, and I wrote Lovely for Gucci Mane. So if you actually go back and listen to it in, like, I guess his voice, you can see, I guess, the inspiration. But I kind of wrote that record for him type thing, but not like a here had this thing. But I just play dress up sometimes on records. Like, that's why I said the whole creativity thing is just imagination is just, it takes you wherever you want to go. But it worked. I'm glad you liked it.
Yes. I'm sure our viewers will like it too. We're gonna also head on over to play a little snippet from this Lovely right now. Check out Cashmerely, Lovely.
So fresh and so clean today. I just might sip on some lean today. Young hustler getting ice cream and cake. And I ain't worried about a thing that these niggas gon' say. We got these gold around our neck to show that we in first place. And all the real niggas, they feel us if you hate and you fake. And girl, my donuts like J Dilla, come and get you some glaze. I got Supreme 93 and it don't go in the tank. Hey, like every day I wake, it is a payday. Hey, I got these Cartier sitting on my face. Hey, she like the shiny thing sitting on my waist. So when they see me, ask me how I'm doing, this what I say I'm lovely. I feel so lovely. On top of cloud nine and can't a damn thing touch me. Rolling around the town with the system bumping. Sip on something, pockets big like luggage. Spend some money, bitch I'm stunting. Get the strip club jumping. My whole clique coming. Make your face look ugly, cause my wrist so bumpy. You looking at a boss, cause bitch I live.
Alright, so we're back. Cashmerely. I know you were previously a host on 104.4, broadcasting here out of Charlotte. Now, a lot of people don't understand the importance of showing love to DJs and showing love to the host. Now, because you've been in that seat before, can you give us a little insight on what it's like to be behind the scenes and how your experiences were working for radio?
Well, with radio, I'm not going to say it was, because there's actually people who are in communications as majors and things who have that as passions. That's not something that was like a passion of mine. It was an opportunity that I was able to take advantage of, and I was able to get out of it what I put in type thing. So it wasn't one of those, I went in it trying to learn how to be like No Limit Larry or something like that. It was just, I seen an opportunity for myself as an artist to get in my foot in the door, and I helped other artists along the way. I didn't just, you know, keep the spotlight for myself. I was able to help who I could, and I got from it what I needed to.
Alright, so shout out to all the DJs.
Yeah, shout out to all the real DJs. Shout out to all the real DJs, the real radio personalities, everyone out here really doing it. I can't sit here and say that that's something that I can't do that. There's people who really do this for a living.
Yeah, so definitely want to give a little time to take a second to shout out the DJs. Because without the DJs, there would be really no music.
No music.
We gotta show love, and we would definitely appreciate y'all for spinning all of the tracks. Keep Cashmerely in rotation. Alright, so I know you've been doing some collaborations. I want to know, and everyone wants to know, because there's so much talent coming out of the South. A lot of people don't understand that Charlotte has talent coming out. Atlanta's not the only place that's popping.
Right.
We are popping right here in 704. I think the protests and all the news made a little bit of noise, and they know that Charlotte's representing no matter what. But Cashmerely, you are definitely representing. Now, you also been pumping out something else.
Right.
You've been pumping out some ink.
Right.
Yeah, so tell us about your digital art.
I've always wanted to get into digital art. I draw, I sketch, I paint, but as far as I've seen a couple, groups on Facebook and Twitter and things like that, I've seen digital art, and it's like I've always wanted to do that, and so I taught myself how to do it, and so I've just been practicing, and with some of my practice work that I've been putting out, people have liked it, so it's just something that I think I might just try and keep trying to advance at.
So you just recently started practicing digital art?
Yeah, like last week.
Wow, I thought you've been doing this for years because your talent level is not of a novice at all.
It was last week.
Okay.
It was last week, seriously. I do it on a tablet. I have a stylus, so I guess that's easier for me than what people use on a computer. So I basically draw, you know what I mean? So it's a whole lot easier for me.
Okay. So I noticed one of my favorite pieces you've done so far is Sade.
Yeah.
I love her music. She's a smooth operator, and a lot of your beats are very smooth too. So I'm wondering, is there some influence there? Were you motivated or inspired by her at all? Or
a lot of my personal influences are like neo soul. It's just when you sit here and say you are associated with the type of label that I'm associated with, it's just sometimes you have an expectation of music to put out. I'm not a trap person, I'm not a street person, you know what I mean? So, but I can appreciate a trap beat, you know what I mean? So, but for the most part, if I could dive into a conscious rap like a Common, I would, but it's just not a market for me in it. So I'm sticking to what's lucrative for me and what works for me.
yes. So speaking of conscious rap, you also did a drawing besides Sade of Nas and also I believe Biggie.
Yes.
So Nas is somewhat known for his conscious rap lyrics, and I personally love between Sade and Nas, those are two of my favorite paintings.
Okay.
So we're gonna take a look at those real quick so you can appreciate all of the colorful imagination coming from Cashmerely.
Cash, baby, damn, you so saucy.
Alright, so you just saw a large display from videos, music samples, and art samples, of course, because we know that's what my blog is all about, bringing you the freshest, dopest art, music, and paintings. Now, Cashmerely, I have one last question that viewers want to know, and that's, what can we expect from you? We have the New Year's coming up. What can we expect from you in 2017? Is there any artists, whether it be painters or musicians or producers from 808 Mafia that you want to work with? I know Young Sizzle is really making a lot of noise with 808 Mafia. He's pretty dope. He's pretty dope producer. You can't deny that, from 808 Mafia. And we have a lot of talent here in Charlotte as well, all over the South. The South is making noise. Don't forget that.
Right.
Cashmerely is making
All right.
So, who do you think that you want to collaborate with if you have the opportunity?
I would like to collaborate. Honestly, I like to collaborate with anyone. I understand the name means something and its importance and the credibility, but a good beat is a good beat, and you can't, you know what I mean, you can't knock a good beat. And my work ethic in itself is, they send me a beat, I can do it and have it back to you tomorrow, no matter who it is. If it's good, if I like it, I can work with it.
So you could finesse any beat? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not gonna say any beat. I have to personally feel it. You know what I mean? But my range is pretty vast, so I'm not going to limit myself to one thing. I just recently put out a pop/EDM EP with another artist that I collaborated with, so I don't limit myself to specifically rap.
We really want to hear that pop because we like the pop. We like to know what's popping.
Yes.
All right, and that sums up this episode of What's Poppin' with Ray. Thank you so much, Cashmerely, for coming by and stopping and talking to us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Also, thank you, SoundScan Studios. And we're signing out.
Cash, baby, damn, you so saucy. I'm wondering if I hit you in the DMs, would you call me? Boy, I know how it is when you out here living bossy. Niggas ain't your friends and these bitches out here flocking. But boo, I'm independent, you know I got my own. Only thing left for me to grab is a king on a throne. If you with it, hit me back and let me know that you down.